Does a ladybird deed supersede a will? Absolutely it does. So just like any other beneficiary designation, whoever you list as the remainderman, which is essentially the beneficiary on a ladybird deed, is going to supersede your will. Meaning if you leave your home to someone else in your will, you list a certain person in your will who's going to get your home, but you also have a ladybird deed that lists someone else as the beneficiary, the remainderman on the deed, the ladybird deed is going to trump the will. And in fact, the only time the ladybird deed doesn't trump in this scenario, and I've talked about this on another video, is if you are married and you happen to be on the deed to the marital property yourself, meaning it's not both spouses on the deed, it's just one of you, and you try to cut out the other spouse by leaving the property to someone else. So you can't do that. That's never going to be considered valid. You cannot use a ladybird deed to disinherit a spouse. However, the ladybird deed will definitely trump any other sort of beneficiary that you listed in your will. So as an example, say in your will, you decide to leave your home to one of your kids. And then in the ladybird deed, you put another kid on the property as the remainderman on the ladybird deed. Whatever is on the ladybird deed, that is what's going to be controlling, and that is who the property is going to go to. This works the same with bank accounts. So if you put in your will, you want to split your property 50-50 between your two kids, but then you only list one of your kids as the beneficiary or the payable on death recipient on a bank account, well, guess what? It's theirs. So whoever is listed as the beneficiary on anything, it's legally theirs upon your death. So if you say you want to leave it to multiple people in the will, but you only list one beneficiary on the account, then technically that beneficiary has no legal obligation to split that account how it's stated in your will. So this works the same with a ladybird deed. You don't want to leave your property to 3 or 4 kids in your will, but then you just put one of them on the ladybird deed, because essentially you just gave the property to one of them. So it's really important to know this, because a lot of people don't understand how it works. They think, oh, if I put it in my will, then it has to be followed. Not the case. Whatever happens in your beneficiary designation is what controls. I hope this helps.